How you guys doing? This is very important in reference to the crimes of government and thieves and manipulators and fabricators of people that are trying to defame my identity by trying to call me somebody else's child. These people trying to defame my accomplishments with their accusations and their activity of their people trying to manipulate and falsifying and slandering my character. So, in reference to all categories of any type of activity of them slandering my character, they're government agents, they're dirty cops, dirty government, politicians, dirty employees at my mother and father's companies, if they're whoever they might be, or dirty executives, or whatever type of person, wherever they came from. These people slandering my character, people blocking the information of my accomplishments or my athletic ability, these people trying to injure me all the time on jobs, these people blocking me from my trust funds, these people had kidnapped me from my mother and father's mansions, and their people plotted their activities of how they had orchestrated their lies, their setups, their people trying to play some blame game of trying to blame me for their problems or their activities of trying to blame me as their way of trying to steal my mother and father's estates from me, their activity of falsifying documents, their activity of falsifying information, their activities of falsely claiming that they thought my parents owed them something, these people falsifying, claiming they thought that they didn't know who I am, and the role protocol of my identity is in the media 24 hours a day. And it's a birth certificate of my identity. And it's in all types of movies, in all genres. And these government people are trying to call me a liar, trying to make up lies as they're refusing the facts of information that have been there during previous administrations and has been there since I was born. These government people and their activities are trying to play their falsifications, their confusion, and their delays of their people trying to, obviously they're trying to earn money by blocking me from my mother and father's mansions, such as people getting bribes, people falsifying certain reasons why they're blocking me from my mother and father's mansions when I'm the owner of my mother and father's estates. And these people is falsifying illegal concerns. Like they tried to make up stuff probably about, they thought that I wouldn't be good at my mother and father's houses or mansions. I grew up in those mansions. These people tried to say, oh, they didn't want you to touch the furniture in your own mother and father's mansions. I lived in those mansions growing up. Even says that on treasury documents. These people was trying to play this game by trying to steal everything from me, claiming one thing or the other, such as they thought they should live there. They thought that your parents owed them something. Or then they'd say something stupid like, oh, they thought the house would get dirty and you wouldn't take care of it, or you wouldn't hire maids and butlers, or you wouldn't, or you would mess up the house, or something like some historic organization of criminals trying to steal everything from me. I'm not playing nobody's tricks. I'm the owner of my mother and father's estates. These people and their opinions, they're illegal. They're violations of law. Their opinions are. And I'm the only child of my mother and father, and those government people need to go into court for their slander and their activity of trying to defame my family history in Hollywood, and their activity of trying to defame my relationships with females, or their activity of trying to defame my future, and their activity of blocking me from my mother and father's mansions and companies. In all categories, any category of these people trying to block me from my position at my mother and father's companies, or any person trying to block me from my position of ownership, those people need to get prosecuted. I'm the owner of my mother and father's estates forever, and anybody's opinion that causes any disruptions of my ownership or blocks me from any of the properties or my freedom, or if it blocks me from any of my accounts or the accounts of my parents, there has to be court cases. In all categories of anything that these people have perpetuated, these people and their propaganda, their activity of manipulating, their activity of depriving me my rights and my ownership, their activity of defaming my lifestyle as their way of trying to steal wealth and billions of dollars, there has to be court cases in all categories that could be thought up of what kind of category they'd be violating, such as my rights of being at my mother and father's properties. My parents even had documents that says I was supposed to be at my mother and father's mansions, and these government people are blocking me. They're in violation of my trust funds. They're in violation of revenues. They're in violation of benefits that I was supposed to have received. And their activity of trying to put my life under their microscope for them to nitpick, that's attempted murder. They're violating wealth and freedom. They're violating old wealth and family history of mine and my parents. And everything that these people are doing is a setup of their scams and their activity of blocking me from my rights and my identity and fame and fortune in reference to my career and revenues. And they're blocking me from my family history. Every time they try to label me as somebody else's child, those government people need to go to court. This prosecution, I've not received any of the lawsuit monies or any benefits yet. The satellite man's still torturing me, still burning me. And it's attempted murder every day. I'm the owner of my mother and father's estates, and these people blocking me from having girlfriends or a girlfriend, when there's other celebrities and other entertainers that have been living their lives with no problems. Numerous celebrities having girlfriends, or some of those other celebrities might have other type of relationships, but I'm straight, not gay. That's a little humor there, I guess. But I'm straight, not gay, meaning the humor in reference to what other people's relations are. Yeah, many things of importance. But in reference to the facts, I'm straight, not gay. And these government people blocking me from my mother and father's mansions is attempts of murder, and it is financial deprivation, it is financial crimes against the government. Their satellite abuse is high-tech crimes and physical assault. There's zapping me in the arm, and they zap me in the shoulder too. And it hurts when I move my arm. But